Hello, hello, hello. It is a new week and we have got a Miles back from another stag do.
With a sunburnt back.
He's got a very sunburnt back and I won't let you guys see that. But we thought we'd pop over to the house so that we can relax for the rest of the day and just be done with it. Because he needs a fish and chips.
I do need a fish and
inside of him. But the big news of this week is they have actually blocked up the big hole. I think I've got clips of me earlier in the week talking about this. We just popped over to the house and the guys have knocked the hole out of the back of the house and put a new steel in. And they've knocked some of the render off. And I've realised that you can see exactly where the original door was, because the conservatory bit that I'm stood on wasn't original. And you can see there, those bricks that are on their end like soldiers, that's where the door used to be. So we're kind of putting it similarly back to where it was originally. So it would have been here and here. We're going to there. But I think that's pretty cool, isn't it? Let me zoom out. Look at that. I love all the old stuff. Anyway, back to the vlog. So this is our new wall. All the way around here. And look, this is what I was trying to say, Miles, about they've put the little detail on. So it carries on, which I think is really nice. So that means when we get it rendered, it will all blend in very nicely. I actually thought about that the other day and was a little bit worried. So they did that without asking, which is very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice. But lots of things has happened this week. So we'll give a quick run around to show you. We're inside and sadly our little door is gone. I'm kind of hopeful they put that back in because it was nice to be able to go out of here, but instead we've got a whole army of supports holding it all up. Hopefully they close it up properly next week, but it's all looking pretty good. Can't really judge how big the hole is because of the bit of wood is bigger than it, but it is there and it exists. All right, an exciting development for this week is that Darren has done some of the electrics. We've actually starting to get there. We haven't got any plugs yet, but he has put in all of these tubes that are very well organised for our electric charger, our garage, and this is for our sauna, which is ridiculous considering we can't afford anything else. But he's put all of those in, and the funny thing that I've realised when I was chatting to him on WhatsApp is that he actually got underneath the floor to put all of these in. So he put these through and went underneath for them to come out over here. I mean, I don't know if he did it in this room, but he definitely...
He went underneath here.
Yeah, he went underneath
These ones
here.
lifted out.
Yeah, you can see...
So then we through to the electric charger outside.
I think the view of that is so funny. Obviously this floor is like really high up off the ground, so it makes sense kind of, but I can just imagine him here on his own, because there wasn't anyone else working that day, crawling around underneath the crawl space under the house. And the other things that have happened is we've got the bathroom sorted, so that's very exciting. We've got those on order, ready for delivery whenever we need them. And yeah, so I'll show you that when we get started on that. I'm hoping that they can start the plumbing next week. And they need to like do all the plumbing for the whole house and then they'll fit the bathroom. So we'll sort that out then. And then let's go upstairs because I can show you our really exciting delivery that we had. More pipes. Oh, it's just a lone snake in the corner. I guess, what's he put on the end of here? Oh, no label on that one. Not sure what he's for. All right, so the delivery we had is our vanity. So I talked about it last week that we bought another vanity. Miles hasn't seen this yet.
No.
So it is here.
Live reaction. Yeah, that's low. Nicely.
Yeah.
It's
It's no, it's just well made. It's good wood.
Yeah.
There's a bit of veneer damage at the bottom here that I'm going to have to fix, but that's doable. I'll just fill that. And at the back, that's why it was cheap. But yeah, it's exactly the same as my inspo pick. So my plan is sink in the top, and yeah, look at that, it's really nice wood. And then probably the top drawer, and maybe this one as well, will just be solid, they won't move anymore. And then on the lower ones, let me open this one actually. So I'm gonna do like a box here and cut the middle out, and then you can put the pipe work through for the sink. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I also need to make some legs, so I need to work out how tall to make him. If anyone has any recommendations for how tall to make the sink, please let me know and I will go with that because I don't want it to be wrong. This week I forgot to bring my mic with me, so I do apologise for the sound if it's a bit rubbish. But I wanted to talk you through our log burner situation. So we have been talking to a company who are local to us who have been trying to help us work out the best thing to do. So at the minute we have scaffolding around the house, and when you get a log burner put in, you need to put like a liner down the middle of the chimney. So they had an idea, oh well, the scaffolding's up, why don't you put the liner down? And that's all fine, but we need to get the scaffolding extended, which is all a faff in itself. Not a big deal, but it is on our neighbour's side, so I'm a little bit wary of it. So we've gone around the houses, I've asked for a quote for it, we've come back, it turns out that if they do that, they've got to charge for another day's work just to put the liner in, so it might end up not being cheaper anyway. So I've decided to pause, and my dad had a good idea, and I know he watches this, so thank you very much, is wait until we re-render the house to put the log burner in. We could even put it in the hole and just not have it connected to anything for a while. And then when we render the house, it can be attached properly. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because it's all a little bit of a hoo-ha for something that we don't need yet and isn't critical to the house. Like, we're going to have underfloor heating. It's very much a random luxury that Mr. Norway needs. The other problem we had, which I'm waiting for their response on, is this is a very shallow chimney breast. So it's about 24 centimetres, and the depth in here is about 36 centimetres, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But I sent them a photo and they said, let's see if we can make it work. We might go with an inset one, and I'll put some pictures in of that now, which actually, with the design that I want to do, which I don't think I've necessarily told everyone on YouTube yet, but I'll put some pictures of the tiled fireplace idea that I want. It would look pretty cool, but it's something that we can deal with at a later date and figure that out. So working on that for now. Something that is a really good thing to know is that, and I don't know the detail in terms of the proper names for it all, but when you get a log burner installed, you have the hearth, which is like the bit out the front. Often it's tiled, often it's pretty, so it's this bit here. Like these, it's obviously all mashed up, but that's the hearth. And then you also need some extra floor underneath your floor that is sort of fire retardant. I think it's like heat retardant and stuff. But because we've put down our concrete floor, we don't need to do that. So that does save us a lot of aggro, which means it might be okay. But I'm waiting to hear back on that. And then hopefully we can get that all sorted and just booked in for like a year's time or something and just be done with it. I'm going to pass over to myself from last week now. I filmed a little bit about the kitchen design, so I will put that in now. Hello everyone, I decided to come back over to the house to explain the kitchen design. I know everyone enjoyed the bathroom design one last week, so I thought I'd talk through it. I might have to clip back to myself if I miss anything, but for now I will give us a talk through how we got to our kitchen design and what our plans are. So if you come over here a little bit, I'm going to quickly run through what we were originally going to do, just to give some context. When we were first getting our quotes back, we realised we were putting in probably too many steels for not much gain. So we rearranged it, but originally, if you come round, we were going to block this door up and you were going to enter the kitchen over here, basically. So our kitchen, this hole wasn't going to be there. We were just going to have our kitchen across here. And it worked. And thank you, Jack, for helping with those designs, because it was a bit painful to work it all out with this window and everything. But now, with our new plan, we actually get a much better, more classic style kitchen. So our idea is we're having a whole run of cabinets along here. They will be lower for most of it. So they'll go like doo-doo-doo, and then they'll go up, and we'll have, I'm pretty sure we've done double oven, well, oven and microwave. Big old fridge freezer will be here, and then we're going to have, I think, a wine storage or something at the end, but basically tall stuff goes down, and then we have a run of flats along here, which is brilliant. And then in the middle, which I'm really excited about, we get to have a massive island all the way along here. So I think it's going to be 2.4 metres, which is really great. Space. So I learned a lot from my friend Jack, who is a kitchen designer. So obviously, if you have a friend that's a kitchen designer, ask them to help you. But with the new kitchen design, I felt too bad using his services for free. So I figured it out on my own. And I'm now working with a kitchen company who are basically only tweaking what we're doing. But what's really important is making sure that the island and wherever else you're next to is wide enough, but not too wide. So I'm pretty sure the minimum they recommend, obviously you can do whatever you want, but the minimum they recommend is 900 millimeters, which I've seen quite a few videos on Instagram actually about people being like, this was a perfect size, not too small, and you can like open up your cutlery drawer and open up your dishwasher like cutlery drawer, and you just go like this. And I'm like, that sounds really fun. So we're not doing that, but 900 is decent. But I think you can go up to 1200. I'm pretty sure Jack said, no, do 900, maybe a meter. You don't want it too like far away, otherwise it'll be annoying. And obviously we've also got, it's a wide enough space, but we don't want to close this off too much. So we want to be able to walk through here and out into the garden without like twiddling around the island. So that's that. Our plan is fridge freezer there. We're having the sink around here. And there's quite an important thing about all of the wet items. So you think about, when I say wet, I mean sink, obviously, dishwasher and bins. So think about when you want to finish up a meal, you want to scrape the plates, maybe rinse them and then put them in the dishwasher, or you're washing up and I don't know, it's all within the same place. But you've also got to think about the storage for everything else. So I think what I'm going to do, and I haven't fully decided this, I probably should have, kitchen designers probably hate me for this, but I think we're going to put plates and bowls in drawers inside the island. So then you can like have the dishwasher open and just be able to like chuck the stuff straight in. And then the cutlery drawer will be somewhere along there too, which is cool. And then on the island, I was going to try and have nothing on the island, which is sexy, but it just doesn't quite work in this space. But we're going to have the hob in the island, but we're going to have a very bougie, and it's where most of our money will go on the kitchen, extractor hob. So that means that the extractor fan that you'd normally have above is actually inside the hob itself, and it like goes and pulls all of the air through the bottom. I'm having to work that out with the builder right now because they need to go through this concrete floor. So that'll be fun. In terms of style, yet again, you just have to scroll through Pinterest and Instagram and say what you like. I really love yellow kitchens. Medina from Grillo Designs just revealed hers and I think it looks fantastic. So I'll put that in the description and you can have a look at that because I do love it. But Miles made a good point that in the evening, the light that comes in through these windows is very orange. So will it look a bit weird if it's yellow? Maybe. I don't think so, but he's allowed an opinion too. I've got some exciting developments on the kitchen front. So some of you may know that I've always wanted a yellow kitchen, but I couldn't convince him of it. And I think we have now made a decision that we're going to have a yellow kitchen, and it was his idea. So let me turn you around. So this is what we've come up with. This is not our kitchen, but basically we're going to go for Sudbury yellow, which is a Farrow and Ball colour, and then basically an off-white in the back with dark counters. Our floor is wooden like this, and we do have a window, which I may end up painting a different colour. So we're thinking Sudbury yellow and then probably like tallow for the rest of the cabinets. But yeah, I can't tell you how excited I am. I don't want to spook him though, so let's hope that he sticks with it. Already got the samples. You pleased?
Very.
So what we've decided on for now is the back cupboards are going to be a sort of very pale off-whitey colour, sort of tinged on the pink side, and then the island will be a burgundy, kind of like my t-shirt, I think, or maybe leaning a little bit more like the steel. Somewhere between that and my t-shirt. I'm not exactly sure what colour yet, but that's the idea. So we'll have that. I think I'm going to go for a quartz, just white-ish top, and that'll be it. And then we're going to have shaker style cabinets. A big point of this, which I have mentioned before, is that we're having a wooden kitchen. And that was really important to me. I didn't really care, obviously I'd love it, but money is a problem. I didn't really care about the cabinets themselves all being solid wood and amazing, even though that'd be nice. I just needed the fronts to be wooden because I'm indecisive. I don't know if you can tell. And I want to be able to repaint it in time. Our neighbour was really raving about her wooden kitchen, and she says every like 3 or 4 years she gets bored and gets it repainted. So that's the idea of what we're doing here. And yeah, so that's our plan for the kitchen, and I'm really, really excited for it. I've done a few mock-ups on ChatGPT. I'll paste it in now because I did it with this view here. I just think it looks really cool. We are also, I have talked about this before, having big old French doors here. I made it. So this is going to be not quite as wide as that board, probably halfway down there. Big open patio doors with glazing either side. And then the light will stream in. Right now it is midday, so the light doesn't come in. You can turn around and see where it does come in though. So that's beautiful. But in the evening, that happens this way round in like an orangey light, which I cannot wait for. Like, imagine when these are actually turned into real doors. I haven't got an update on the wooden windows and stuff yet, but I'll update next week because that's next week's problem. But if you have any questions at all, please do let me know in the comments. I really love to hear your opinions on everything. We are working on the bathroom stuff as well from last week. We still haven't chosen tiles, but life goes on. So I'll keep you updated on that as we know a little bit more. Hopefully by then we'll actually have a floor, because this is quite scary. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see anything in particular, please do let us know. It's hard to do it. YouTube takes a long time, but it is really, really nice to speak to all of you. So have a good week. We'll see you next week. Bye.